very shortly, Jack and I will be talking about Todd Haynes' latest film, which is Carol, and it's actually the next film after I'm Not There, which actually came out in 2007. A sort of Bob Dylan biopic. It did. I'm telling you.
You're the expert on him.
I'm the expert on Todd Haynes. And yes, it's been 8 years since his last film, so it's a long time in the making.
Would you say worth it? So shall we just give the basic laydown of what Carol is then?
Yeah.
So it's basically 1960s, and it's about Therese, played by Rooney Mara, this shop worker who, just a typical girl kind of growing up in New York, and then she bumps into Carol, working in the local shop, and basically it's just, she's kind of an enigmatic character, and it's just about a building relationship following from that, and it's a lesbian love story, like based in an era where it wasn't accepted at all, and that's kind of the strife of the film, essentially. And
well, and in effect it kind of inverts Far From Heaven, which is from 2002, which is about a husband in a relationship, also a married husband who's...
Is that Todd Haynes?
That's also Todd Haynes,
okay.
Yeah, sorry. In a homosexual relationship with a man. So it's basically a kind of...
So he has themes that he likes to go back to.
Yeah. It's a simple plot, and, well...
It's a film that is definitely growing on me the more I think about it, because I came out of it and I was thinking it was okay, but I wasn't as pleased with it as I wanted to be, because so many critics have been calling it amazing and brilliant, and there's so much about the production of it, how much work went into it, and I just kind of came out feeling a bit deflated because I wanted to like it more than I ended up doing. But now, coming out the cinema, I just keep thinking about moreover little details in the film, and it's making me kind of grow to like it a bit more. And I feel like maybe it's just because it's a film that requires a second viewing to like get more out of it. Not because it's like it's intrinsically complex. It's just that there's I feel like there's more little details to be pulled out of it to enhance your enjoyment a bit more.
Yeah, I mean, so for me, I thought that the best points with it were the technical elements. So it's beautifully shot. And we were both enjoying.
It's one of the few films where, like, cinematography wise, I haven't praised it for being the shot composition of it. It's just the color of it is really interesting on how it's used, because it's all shot on this like Super 16 film, and it's all this very nice saturated nostalgic color, and they keep using recurring colors for different characters, and it was a very it kind of absorbed you a bit into the film, which I really enjoyed about that.
And I mean, the acting was fantastic. I mean, we can't doubt that. I mean, that is one of the things that a lot of critics have been saying about it, is the strength of the performances.
I can't think of another performance that might take an Oscar away from I've already forgot.
Cate Blanchett. Yeah.
I can't think of a performance doesn't come to the top of my head that could take away I don't know if it'd be supporting or lead actress, but I feel like she's going to get some kind of awards for this.
Yeah, I mean, certainly a nomination. I mean, I know we're moving into that time of year where the Oscar-nominated kind of films do start to emerge.
It's definitely a character-driven film, and as in like there's lots of close-ups on actors just acting very, very well, and that's that's essentially what pushes the film forward. It's not about spectacle or anything like that. It's just the small little twitches in character throughout the film.
Yeah, well, you see, this is the thing. I mean, I have to say, I'm not a huge fan of melodrama, any kind of film, so maybe I'm a little bit biased in that sense. But I also think films like this often get quite an unbalanced kind of representation with the critics and stuff. Because I think these are the kinds of films that film critics do like. In terms of the acting, absolutely fine. But I don't know. My problem with it is it's wonderfully simple, but that's also its downfall. Not a lot happens in it.
I get what you mean.
And I get that. Its beauty is how stripped down and straightforward it is. It does allow you to sort of
it gives all the detail that it needs for that story, but at the same time, there's not a lot going on in the background. I mean, it's just what's happening in front of you.
Yeah, and I'm kind of left to think, oh, nice story, but so what, you know? And I was saying to Harrison, it's a mellow drama. I came out of it feeling, it was very nice, a lovely period piece with a sort of a gentle hint of Christmas to it. But so what? You know, good, looks nice. Yeah, but I don't know. Not when you think of some of the sort of other Oscar films, like from like last year, like Whiplash or something. I mean, that's a film you really came out of it thinking like, wow, that was intense.
I don't think there's
Yeah,
there's nothing to really draw you to it to be like, I love this film. As in, like, with Whiplash, there was the kind of the tension and the building and the editing and everything like that. And with Birdman, it was the one shot and the amazing script and everything. But with this one, it doesn't feel as much of a wow film as other critically praised films around this time in the year have been. But I think it's a film that I feel like is going to grow on me.
Yeah, I mean, it's a solid film, and I think maybe slightly older audiences would maybe appreciate it more.
It's not really built for our audience as much. No,
definitely not. But I mean, yeah, some fantastic technical elements. I think probably it will get a cinematography nomination, possibly.
Oh yeah, nomination.
Possibly a director's nomination for Todd Haynes. Yeah. But definitely those lead performances are fantastic.
Yeah. What would you give it a rating of?
Well, this is a tricky one because I have to sort of think back to I'm Not There and think that before I was a complete Dylan fanboy, I watched that film and thought, yeah, it's okay, 7 out of 10. But now I appreciate it because it's much more layered and there's a lot more going on there to pick apart. Whereas with Carol, I don't think there's so much of that. And I mean, you know, it's good for that in a sense, but I struggle to see beyond a 6.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sort of on the cusp of a 7, but I just, for sheer enjoyment, I've got to say 6.
Yeah. I'd say for sheer enjoyment, I'd probably say around a 7. But I feel like I don't know if I would rate it between a 7 or 8 because, like I said, I think if I watch it again, my rating is going to be confirmed if I watch it again. Yeah. I found it quite hard to review this one just because it's not like a film that you can entirely put down to this bit of script is bad, this bit's bad. Like, it's just all right for how of it.
Yeah.
But with some brilliant parts. But yeah, one of the brilliant parts was the soundtrack that I thought in parts. So working as a perfect segue into the next bit.
A very, very good segue. Yes. So this is Billie Holiday with Easy Living.